Good evening. It's November 17th. And welcome to another edition of The Shit Show by Alan Osborne. No, it's not really Alan Osborne's shit show. It's just a representation of what's going on in government. And so this is a follow-on show from the other day. I'm trying to work on my audio. I hope some of you said it's a little better this time. So we'll see how this new microphone is. Anyway, this is a follow-on from the shit show for the other day, from the Tony Anderson coming out trying to fire Quinn and all that show from the other day. And this is a follow on. What drove the show? What drove the Monday emergency meeting? What drove that? It's my belief that there's two things that drove this. And I want to go over those. So I've been going over this evening, talking about it. And I've got a couple of documents because, that's what I do. I mean, I'm about reading the facts and having them in my hand. So this is a public record. And I still probably got about, I don't know, 7,000 or 8,000 emails that I haven't finished going through yet. But some of these latest public records that are floating around, I want to give you some of them. Okay. So before Quinn got, because remember the theme of what was going on at the county meeting? Tony was trying to protect the staff. Well, Tony Anderson, what were you trying to protect the staff from? They shouldn't be scared of the truth, should they, Tony? I would hope not. But on November 6th, Donna Johns wrote the administrator of the county and some other people and said, "Hello, Quinn. I believe we need an outside investigator to sit down with Alan Osborne, Fred Tricker, and possibly Barbara Morano, and then review any and all related documents so Walton County is absolutely sure that we are following the laws. As you can tell, this has gone on for years. If in fact Sandestin is out of compliance, we need to know and take the appropriate action." You mean like enforcement? Boy, that's why Mac and all them are there. They don't want Quinn to enforce anything. In fact, they're trying to make new rules or this appeal process that really makes Quinn powerless. So, which nobody's ever had before. I don't think Larry's hands were tied like this, or Ronnie's, or anybody else. So, if in fact Sandestin is out of compliance, we need to know it and take the appropriate action. I want to emphasize that one again. I see no other way to get to the bottom of this. It is imperative the county follow its own rules, ordinances, resolutions, standards, etc. Please advise what the next step is. If necessary, I will place it on the agenda. Thank you, Donna Johns. The next day, when rights are wrong, because what do you do if you're an administrator and you find that the public's been incorrectly treated or there's been a wrongful interpretation? If you're in charge, you take responsibility and you correct or right that wrong. So here's what Quinn did. Quinn did the following. November 7th, 2023. Now, this is just a couple of days before Mac and all the planning people standing in the back of the room and Tony Anderson saying, "How dare you question the staff?" Well, Tony, Quinn's job is to question the staff below him. That's why they have a manager, basically, of everybody, because everybody needs a boss. Even the government, that we the people are their boss, right, Tony? Anyway, everybody has a boss. Everybody that's worldly, anyway, of this earth. So on November 7th, just one day after Donna tells them to launch an investigation, where will that investigation lead him? Planning and engineering and code enforcement. The same people that were all in that room the other day wanting him fired. So the next day, Quinn writes a letter, totally different subject. And it says, it's to the Florida Department of Business and Professional Regulation, Division of Alcohol, Beverages, and Tobacco in Tallahassee. It's in reference to Hamilton's Bistro that we all know is the horsepower pavilion issue in Walton County. That's the code enforcement with Mac and all the same people that didn't want Quinn to stay in his job the other day, okay? To whom it may concern here at the division, on behalf of Walton County, a political subdivision of the state of Florida, And in my capacity as the county administrator, I am providing this letter regarding the above referenced matter. This is the stuff that Clay's not acting on, is all screwy, and Danny was involved in. Gwen's trying to make it right. It has come to my attention that the Director of Planning and Developmental Services for Walton County, Mr. Matt Carpenter. So who was in the room the other day to see him fired? That's right, Mr. Mac. We all know Mac, don't we? There you are, Mac. I hope your sisters and your family like that again, because here you are right in the middle of it. You know, I swear Danny has replaced Barker in the Beavis and Butthead role, but this is about Mac, okay? That Mac Carpenter provided a letter on February 1st, 2023, purporting to rescind a prior zoning approval issued regarding this licensee, meaning Horsepower Pavilion. Mac in planning decided that he should be involved in the Department of Business and Professional Regulation and Alcohol and Tobacco, meaning he wanted to hold their liquor license up as the head of planning. When has that ever happened? You ever heard of that? Mac and then wouldn't look into unlicensed contracting, but he's involved in beer sales and taxes. You don't think that Mac's way in the weeds and somebody owns Mac? Shit. Anyway, in the same letter, it appears that Mr. Carpenter attempted to rely on a special act relating to Walton County that would relate to your division's licensing requirements. After having reviewed the required licensing forms, and specifically the sections pertaining to the zoning approval that were executed by Mr. Carpenter, along with his February 1st correspondence and related enclosures, and consulting with the county attorney. So the administrator has read the complaint that Mac did the wrong thing. He's looked at it. He's talked to the county attorney before he wrote this letter. I am issuing this letter to officially address the conflicting communications transmitted to you by Walton County, meaning this don't make sense what Mac was sending you. And so I'm just letting you know that that's not right, and I'm correcting the wrong. The property in question was correctly zoned, and my reaffirmation thereof in no way should serve to excuse compliance with other provisions. Rather, this letter should solely serve to confirm the original zoning approval form was correct and accurate when issued. Second, the letter of February 1st, 2023, purporting to rescind that issue is hereby withdrawn. So he had to tell them, Matt can't do that. So here's this lawsuit these people have endured for years. Mac did it wrong. He did that to try to shut them down. This is the kind of stuff that Brad Drake said was evil. Again, this letter does not grant any rights or alter any other matters. It serves to place this property's license application back to the point in time when it was originally provided zoning approval. See, these letters right here are key. People got wind of this, and Mac was ready to have Quinn fired. That shows you the dog wags the tail in Walton County. Folks, this is a follow-up stuff that we just can't. There's going to be more stuff coming out, and most of it is orchestrated by this dude. He knows that they're breaking the law, and there's Donna and Brad wanting the law enforced. You got stupid people like Deb and the good old boys family out there blowing up social media like it's the other way around. But you know something, they ain't got a single damn document to rely on, and they can't explain this shit because you can't make this shit up. We couldn't all get together and write this story. You just couldn't do it. You know, and that's kind of the way it is on the Alan Osborne Show. We're just telling you what the documents say. I mean, we're all not stupid out here, people. There's some people in this county that think the rest of us are morons, but they're spending millions of dollars of our money without any recourse for us to air our grievances about it. It doesn't seem to matter. But you matter, and the vote's coming up, and we need some investigations on this kind of stuff. Did Matt Carpenter abuse his authority? What's the punishment for that? Or is the BCC going to write a policy where basically Matt can't be fired? Like Danny said, Protect the employees. Hell yeah, you'll have to protect the ones that are breaking the law, Danny. Because if you enforce the law, people would have to swear in and take an oath. And y'all didn't want to do that either, did you? And that's the way it was on the Alan Osborne show. Watch the shit show real closely. Watch Danny's public meetings that he's posted on YouTube about what happened at the meeting. He left off all the good stuff. Danny, why didn't you tell him that some of those actions that Tony and you guys were doing were, Brad said, were evil? You left that part of the story off. You can't keep them straight. Y'all try out there, and that's the way it was on the Alan Osborne show, November 17th. Y'all keep straight here.